Preacher Girls, Pastor Sharo here. If you're new here, welcome to the PG podcast and welcome to my home. So today the podcast is coming from my house, and I want to talk to you about how to embrace empty, how to make space in your life. So disclaimer, let me tell you why I'm doing this podcast, because during the 21-day fast this year, one of the things on my list was a little bit strange. I prayed that the Lord would show me how to organize my life properly, how to make room, because I really have a crowded schedule, a busy life, and even though I didn't feel stressed out, there are certain things like clutter and like too much of anything that really kind of overwhelms my spirit. So in my fasting list, I said, Lord, just show me how to make sense of things, how to create space in my life, in my mind, in my ministry, in my relationships, how to create space that would cause me not only to get more connected to God, but to just live a calmer and more peaceful life. And he did it. It's been, I think, about a few days since our fast ended, but I'm telling you, it has overhauled the way I wake up in the morning, the way I go to bed at night, and how I feel during the day. So I want to share my best 5 tips with you about how to make space in your life. I'm going to show you some very scary before and after pictures of my closet, okay? Seriously, the other day my closet looked like if a nuclear warhead hit it and everything just exploded. And then I'm going to show you the after. In fact, I'll walk you in there in just a minute and show you what it looks like right now. I'm telling you, I've never loved my closet like I do right now. Not only do I have empty shelves and I made some room, but it is so clean. But my second tip about making space and organizing your life is do not put limits of time on yourself. Usually, if I start a project in the morning, are you like that? If I start a project in the morning, I want it done that day. I'm like, I gotta put a limit, and so what happens, like say I was cleaning my closet, right? I start at 6 a.m. and I say, okay, I wanna be done by 6 p.m. At 6 p.m., I'm not anywhere close to done. So then I just start shoving stuff, hiding stuff, trying to make the general appearance clean, but I'm not looking at where I'm putting things. And then I'm finally like, where do I put this? And I put it behind something where I can't see it. And ultimately, we end up rushing the end of it just because we put a limit on time. And I'm the kind of person, like, if I go to bed, I don't want to have that hanging over my head, or I got to do this tomorrow, and then I'm stressing that I didn't get done. And the Lord showed me that not putting a limit on time on my decluttering, my organization, or my cleaning gives me permission. It gives me permission to go at a slower pace, to find the perfect place for everything, and to properly decide, is this something I want to keep in my life, or is this something I need to get rid of? And so it literally took me more than a week to clean my closet. And it meant some nights I have a big pile of stuff, and I look at the picture, see, in my bedroom, but it's okay. Because I knew, and in my heart I knew, and I told myself, in a few days, all of these things will be in the right place. So ladies, if you give yourself a project, don't put an unreasonable time limit on yourself. Don't say, okay, I'm going to do this, it has to be done by Tuesday, and Tuesday's tomorrow. You know, tell yourself, I'm going to do as much as I can, as faithfully as I can, and when it's done, it's done. Now, you want to put some kind of long-term end goal, but you don't want it to be so tight that you're going to stress yourself out. The worst thing is when you are trying to declutter and make space and you just end up stressing yourself out. Then what use is it? The next time you try to think about cleaning, you're going to pass right out. But I mean, if you're that kind of girl, like you, like, I gotta finish it today, I feel you. That's me. I'm just like that all the time. But try this. Try saying, it might take me a few days, and I'll be okay with that. I'll be okay with it. Even if you have to throw a sheet over the stuff that's sitting there overnight, if it makes you feel better, do that. Because right now in my closet, I know where to find a pin, which I know you like, I know too, but I know where pins are. I know where hairpins are. I know where to find every sock. I ever owned, because I gave myself the time to do it right. You know, this also applies to when you're making room and space for God. This as well, because you don't want to put a limit on God. You know, some of us, when we decide we want to live for God or we want to do right, we want God to fix us right now. And the thing about it is, a walk with Christ is a process. You know, some of you, we decide, okay, I think my calling is singing. I want to sing on Sunday. You know, we've got to not give God those kinds of limits. And we've got to say, Lord, we understand that you're changing us. Take as much time as you need on me until I'm exactly what you want me to be. And so, making room for God and leaving space is one thing, but also not putting limits on when he needs to have you already is also another thing. The third thing I wanted to say is, don't hide stuff. Come with me to my closet and I'll show you what I mean. Tip number 3, if you want to declutter, organize your life, and make space, is to not hide stuff. So I know the spiritual implications of that, but by that I mean, when you decide to put stuff, one of the things we do when we're trying to organize is we put it in baskets or in boxes so that we can hide things. And when we do that, certain things happen. One, we don't know what we have in those baskets. The second thing is, we will forget. Not only do we not know, but we just, out of sight, out of mind, and we don't have to really pay attention to it because it's hidden. But when you use a clear box, I mean, I know if you've watched the Home Edit, you see they use these a lot. I never liked acrylic boxes because I think they look kind of cheesy. But you know what they do? They make you responsible to make sure everything that you put in those boxes are necessary and that they look good. So if you see, like right up here, right? I put my lip pencils in a clear container like this. So I can't just go put any random old thing in there because it's only pencils. I have a clear acrylic stand like this. If you were in here, you'd see, you know, I have extra makeup in these clear containers. I have perfume gifts in these up here. So these clear containers hold me responsible and accountable for whatever I store in them, because they're visible. When things are visible, they have to look good. You know, it's like how you might have a bra with a wire sticking out if you're a girl, or your undergarments might have a tiny hole. Nobody cares, but if that hole's on the outside, you know, you're gonna pay more attention to it. And similarly, if it's visible, you're gonna pay attention to it. So these clear bins, I bought some for my fridge, I bought some for my pantry, I got some for the shop at church, the coffee shop, and I got them for my closets. Don't hide stuff. The same goes for your spiritual life. You've got to take a really clear and accurate look at yourself and see if there's anything that we're hiding that we don't want people to see. And if the psalmist says it this way, it says, search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me, know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and cleanse me from all unrighteousness. And I feel like if in making space for God, in making space in your closet, in making space in your life, in your conscience, in your mind, not hiding things is such a big deal. Just to finish up on that last thought, hear this ridiculous thing. So I preach at conferences everywhere, so my face and my picture, my name shows up in bios and stuff, in printed material and banners and stuff like that. When I first started preaching, I wanted to save everything, so I had 100, you know, pamphlets with my face on it, and like, why? Ask me what I preached at those conferences. I mostly can't tell you. Or there were ones that I went to. You know, ask me what the preacher preached. I don't know, but I kept like some book, and it just is a waste of time. What you want to take away from an experience is the best thing. Whatever God showed you. You don't have to keep every book. You don't have to keep everything with your name on it. Please get rid of your textbooks from long ago. And you're like, wait, one day I'm gonna read them. No, you're not. You're not. Clutter is clutter, and you can choose to release it. And the same thing goes for your clothing and stuff. You really, like, there were things I was keeping because somebody told me it looked nice, or because somebody gave it to me and I don't want to offend them. But what good is it if it just hangs in my closet and I never wear it and I'm uncomfortable in it? Or does it mean something to them? And so this is what I do. I so often, if I feel somebody will be offended, I will say to them, you gave me this and I love you for doing that, and that was so great. Do you mind if I bless somebody else with it so they can enjoy it too? It's a little bit tight on my belly, or whatever it is you want to say, whatever it is, whatever that reason is. If they say no, then so be it. I don't think people would, but I had one lady once get very offended because she saw something that she gave me on someone else, and I had to explain to her that that's the nature, that's my nature. I could get blessed with something, but if I give something to you and two people could get blessed from it, that's better, right? So that's keep the memory and ditch the stuff. Don't forget that. The last thing that I want to share with you that really made a difference in my organization. Now, you could check me back in a year and see if this stuff still applies. Right now I'm feeling this way, but I don't know whether this is we're gonna see together. But right now it's got me in a good place. Right now, I'm excited about cleaning. Right now, I'm going to move up to the kitchen and redo my whole pantry and then redo the whole fridge and stuff like that, because the closet is complete. I know where everything is. But the fifth thing is pray about it. You're like, what? Pray about organization. I put this on my fasting list. Why? Because it was a stronghold. Every time I walked into a dirty closet, every time I couldn't find something, every time I'm like, man, that doesn't go there, that goes there. It annoyed me. And the devil used to use it as an entrance into my head to make me feel anxious, or make me feel disappointed, or make me, not focus on what is right and true and pure and of good report. And so I put it on my fasting list. Lord, show me how to make space in my life. Show me how to make room, not just for you, but room for you to fill me with more things, room for you to grow me, room for me to expand in the left and right. If I'm already busting out at the seams and I haven't expand anymore. So as I lost weight during the fast, I also lost stuff. I also lost clutter. I also lost the desire for things. And that really is, I feel like, the best advice. You can watch gurus on TV tell you how to organize your stuff and still fall back into the same trap. Or you can ask God to show you what will work for you. And He really, in the most gentle and pure and loving way, gives you a desire, and He gives you method and says, look at what He did to me. He showed me how to clean this, and then He showed me the spiritual application for every one of those steps in my own life. And I feel like that's what He's going to do for you. So if I didn't mention one of your best organization or making room tips, will you please put it in the comments? I would love to see what you do to make your life organized. And also, if any of these tips matter to you, especially like empty shelves doesn't mean empty lives. You've got to know this. Say it after me. Empty shelves do not mean empty lives. Empty shelves just means there's room for expansion. They just mean there's room to grow, and room for God to add, and room for God to pour into you, right? So when the Lord begins to teach you these things, I'd love to hear you tell me what yours is. Where have you made space in your life? And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, I don't fellowship in church anymore, so I have space and time. That doesn't count. All right, I'll give you one last bonus before we go. It's been good to be with you, and I hope that this one is just on my notes. I'm going to read it. I said, when sorting your closet, don't make decisions based on when you think you'll wear something. That's a bonus, and all girls need that, right? If you don't feel happy when you look at it, don't keep it. You're not going to wear it again. You've heard this before. I've said it before. I'll say it again. If you didn't wear it last year, give it away. Gift it. I'm so thrilled. I'm sure so many of you got one of the hundreds of pieces of things I got to give away within the last 2 months, right? Most of them worn once, some of them worn maybe twice, but I got to bless so many people with it. There's so much joy in giving. So if you don't feel joy when you look at it, just give it away. It hurts a little bit. It really does hurt a little bit. I give away some stuff and I'm like, should I keep that? Because I might wear that. If I have to ask the question, I don't need it. I don't need it. Just give it away. And try it and you'll fall in love with it. You'll get addicted to that. And you'll understand that when you make place for God, He really does fill in all the empty spaces with all the stuff that He wants you to have in your life. So I hope this was a good podcast for you. I know it was different because we haven't done one of these planned ones in so long, but these tips are good. They work, right? And I'd love to hear yours. Share this podcast. We have a free giveaway. I'll probably mention in the Preacher Girl community how you get a prize today. Now, the other thing is, if you didn't subscribe to this YouTube channel, you need to do so now. Click the subscribe button and then click the little bell so you never miss a podcast. We not only share really great advice, but we are such an awesome community that shows Christian women how to have fun, how to be a child of God, and have a great life at the same time. Girls and guys, don't ever forget that you don't need a pulpit. You just need a message. You preach every single day of your life. And if God calls you, no one can uncall you. I'll see you again soon. God bless.